Hey Raz, how's it going? Hey, what's up, Iceman? I saw your email this week. I didn't get a chance to respond. Sorry about that. But your bust is looking pretty good. Been busy. It was a beautiful week this week, so I was in the garage and I was chopping items up all week, so I didn't really spend a lot of time in the studio, which was good. Hey, what's up, Hulk Smash and Jacob? But yeah, I've been getting some stuff done, and then all of a sudden today it's hot again. We had like this crazy 72 weather, and then boom, it's just crazy hot. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Oh yeah, the garage is a nightmare right now. I had it all nice and clean, and then I had some really large repairs to do that somebody dropped off. So literally the garage is just like boxes of huge items right now, so. But I'm almost done, and I can get back to work. I gotta clean the garage, and then I'm gonna pull out some kits to build and paint. Hey, what's up, Matthew? It's always good to get back to work, isn't it, Raz? And then I pulled 2 late nights working on some personal stuff, so that was pretty busy. Hey Quiz, yeah, it's gonna be hot, but I literally bake in the garage every day, so I'm used to it by now. If I didn't sit in there and bake, I'd never get anything done. I'm thinking maybe one day, if I ever get some funds together, I'll put like an AC unit in there. I gotta come up with some idea down the line. After I finish working on her, and once we get more people in the stream, we're gonna pick 4 of these lists. So this is the list so far for Harley boats. So I'm gonna cut this up and we're gonna pick out 4, and then the Patreons are gonna vote on who we do. So I got Harley chopped up pretty well. So well, the other day when I was in the garage, I sanded her down, I got her cleaned up, chopped up the head. It's kind of messy at the moment. Probably hard to see. But she's pretty much cleaned up, ready to go. Yeah, my friend is printing out that Power Girl kit for me. So he's been working on the supports as well. Yeah, you gotta be careful with the Dremel. There's even days I still won't do certain things with the Dremel. I'm too afraid I'll like chop something off. The orange grinders work good. The only problem is if you start to go too fast and heavy, they start to heat up too much. Actually, I burned through a lot of them. Then again, you're just doing it with your kit, so it's not that bad. Well, if you do it in a hot garage like I do it, your Dremel will heat up and it actually starts to burn my hand. I pretty much go through a Dremel tool every year and a half, but I use it like crazy. Whenever I start to Dremel and it starts stopping and it's not Dremeling and it keeps grabbing, that means the motor shot. Yeah, you'd be good for a long time. I think I use my Dremel every day. And then sometimes I'll use it for like 6 hours in the garage. Are you talking about the little handheld one? The little like looks like the gun? I used to have, if that's the one, I used to have it, but the problem with that one I had is the bits were never straight. They were always at an angle. And I went through 2 of them and it just did the same thing on me. If you're spraying a few drops, that's your nozzle's clogged, and it's splattering. Like, take your fingernail and like try to scrape off the nozzle if you can. Try to keep the nozzle clean. If you get it nice and clean and you're spraying it and it's coming out fine, then you're good. That's the only time I ever see that there's drops, if the nozzle's kind of clogged a bit. That won't do anything with enamel. Like, a damp cloth is not gonna like get it clean. You could try acetone, but not a lot. Like a damp acetone or a damp nail polish remover. But I find that just kind of getting in there with your fingernail and scraping some paint off of it kind of cleans it. Now, I'm not saying that Duplicolor in every can is perfect. There is times that I will get a can and I will spray it and I'm getting those drops all over the place and I can't clean the nozzle. So usually I'll just take that can and use it for like a base, like if I need to paint a base black, and then I'll get another can. They're not always perfect, but I've never seen, you know, it's just the nature of the hobby. Yeah, spray cans are hard on kits. It's hard to get that in between those like leg areas, you know, and underneath like arms. I find that, like, you know, for instance, for her. So you can tell she's kind of smooth because I opened up a brand new can and I sprayed it. But underneath in there, I really couldn't get the can in between her legs. You know. So what I'll do is, I don't really try to worry too much about like trying to get primer in there, because as long as you get your paint in there, you'll be fine. You know, like I know a lot of people say you have to have the whole thing primed, but sometimes if there's like a little spot of resin showing, like here, or there's a little bit of a spot underneath here, like underneath that arm, it's not the end of the world. Paint will still stick to it. So you don't have to go crazy. I mean, if you really wanted to, you can invest in a primer for an airbrush if you want to get primer in there. Vallejo makes a primer. They have where is it? They have a surface primer, but I find that this stuff is very tacky. It doesn't really dry like smooth, but once you paint over it, it's fine. But you can get some surface primer. I just don't worry too much, you know, as long as your item is clean and you can get everything, you know, on there, it's not the end of the world. What is it called, Hellspawn? It's LA Remover? Is that what it is? LA, totally awesome. Okay, I'll have to look into it. Is it just a paint stripper? Now, it's an all-purpose cleaner, so you use it for airbrushing, like your paints. Sorry, I've got to look at the... Oh, it's a cleaner. All right, it's not a stripper. I read that wrong. So my question is, how expensive is it, and how much do you get? Oh, strip models. Okay, all right. So what do you? Which ones do you strip? Like pre-paint statues or like kits like these? So it does. Why? So my question is, does it eat up regular resin? Like, you know, not polystone, but like regular resin kits. Does it like eat any of this type of resin kit up? I mean, it's worth a shot. No? Okay, I'll look into it. I'll write myself a note now. LA totally awesome. Let's see. I'll send myself an email. Alright, I'll check it out. Usually, if I make a mistake, I try to just kind of buff it out with sandpaper and then paint over it. But if I ever have to strip down a kit like this, I'll use just like nail polish remover. Cool. I'll check it out, Hellspawn. Thanks. It's worth a shot. Hulk Smash. You can just sculpt right over it with A's. Like if I bought this statue that's already painted and I wanted to sculpt like a skirt on her, just sculpt right over it. Sand it down, clean it up, and then repaint. A's sculpt goes over everything. Yeah, the solvent does eat through paint. There's nothing you can do about that, other than not really using a lot and sculpt over painted item. Other than that, there's no other stuff that gives you a really good clean sculpt than Aves. You can use Magic Sculpt in water, but you'll still get some kind of residue with the water. But it won't eat up your paint though. But this stuff is hard to sculpt with. Yeah, Iceman, test out the surface primer from Vallejo first. Like I said, it's very, very tacky. I'm not really a fan of it, actually. I only use it if I really need to get something primed in an area I can't hit primer. But other than that, I try to stay away from it. It's just too tacky. It might need a couple days to cure. I sometimes don't want to deal with that. I'm spoiled with Duplicolor where it dries in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Now, Jesse from Garage Kits makes a surface primer, but I haven't used it really ever, so I don't know how that works. And I think, I don't know if Tamiya uses a primer, I know they have can primer, but I don't know if they have bottle primer. Is it just a smaller bottle? Because it's pretty much kind of the same. It's just that they're just suckering you into a basically more money. You know, they have yeah, Jacob, we're gonna do this later, the votes. I'm just gonna paint her up, and then I'm gonna do we're gonna pull out 4 out of a hat, and then the patrons are gonna vote on those. Yeah, they have the regular primer filler in this bottle, and then they have the primer filler in this bottle, but I think with painter we could put them in. Yeah, my stream was lagging. It seems like it's over now. Probably Comcast. I've had a couple outages this past week. I think they're redoing some wires down the road. Alright, so I think we're pretty good on this. So we're gonna paint this up like a leather. Hey Chris, how you doing? Seems like you've been busy, Chris. You're getting a lot of new stuff posted on Instagram, which is good. Alright, so we're going to paint her black. And then I'm working on a lightsaber for the Killer Croc. So this is what I got so far on the saber. So we'll call it. So we got the piece going in there. So I'm going to paint this up in Alclad Chrome, and then I'm going to seal it, just so I'm working on other stuff as well. That's good, Chris. Keep busy. Yeah, Chris, if supposedly DC Comic Books is bringing back the Justice Society of America, and I was talking to my friend, if they ever make a blank cover of it, I'm going to be sending you one. I'm going to have to do a sketch for me. I hope they do, because I want to do it where a Power Girl is actually in the comic book. So I hope they get their ass in gear and they actually make a blank cover of it. I've been busy, doing good, getting a lot of work done, enjoying the weather, same day, you know, over and over, which is good. I don't care about the belt. When I'm ready to do the belt, I'm just gonna buff it out with some sandpaper, so I'm not really worried about that. So this is my Pache airbrush. This is my Pache. What the hell is this? I forgot what this is. It is my Millennium. It's something I had years and years ago. I only used for chrome work. Oh, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Yeah, that Wonder Woman was a lot of fun. I'm actually talking to somebody, and I might get a damaged Wonder Woman, a different version. I think the first version of her. So I might use that for a future stream voting thing. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so just put a little bit in here. Kick this on. Now I already used gloss black on here. I did primer, filler primer, primer sealer, and then gloss black. So it's not super shiny, but it's enough smoothness that it should look good. Wait, I did grab the right. We'll buff it out and then we'll do another coat. So always clean up your bottle. I have a habit of spilling these things. Okay, so we'll put this aside. Well, you can see one coat, it sort of starts to look chrome. And we're gonna do a base coat of black on her.